streets for the EV, ride around my city. You should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me, sip water like a fish, sip box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see.
Yo, what's good, family? It's your boy Demond up in the building. Morning show work, salute to everybody, all the Atlanta Hawk fans. I know we're going through some times right now, but y'all know what time it is. We starting something new over here. We starting a little morning show since your boy is back to working at home. So now I got time. Well, except on Mondays, I won't do one on Mondays. Analysts might do one on Monday, who knows? But I'll be in the office on Mondays, so I can't do a show in the morning. But y'all know we still gonna do. Y'all know that post game live. You know that's gonna never stop. Okay. Well, shout out my boy Walter Payne up in the building. What's good? He says tonight gonna be very telling. Hey, it is what it is, man. But today I want to talk a little bit this morning. We're not going to take up too much of your time. We're going to try to keep it around 30 minutes, an hour. I know people at work and whatnot, but hell, I'm still at work. But let's chop it up a little bit about Coach Quinn, man. Okay, let me bring the homeboy analyst in the building. Y'all know what it is, analyst day one. Let me switch this up real quick. Boom, 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 bam. So let's chop it up a little bit about Coach Quinn. Okay. Now let me tell y'all something about me, man. And one thing about me that I want y'all to know. When we adding players, adding coaches, or whoever, they leaving or whatever, one thing I learned, man, as a fan, is I'm gonna go look for everything, the good and the bad. Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want to be blindsided. And I don't want half truth. See, some of these people giving you half truths out here, family. I'm not gonna give you no half. I'm gonna tell you, if I find something that's a red flag to me, I'm gonna mention it. Okay. But what I want people to understand is, at the end of the day, all I want us to do is win games. That's the goal. Now, we all may got different ways of getting to that goal, getting to that championship, but it is what it is. So don't ever think that I root against the Hawks. Okay. Oh, and one more thing y'all should know. I'm not a player fan. Okay. I don't care about I don't want to say it like that. I'm not a player fan. Okay. So, because guess what? Players come and players go. And if you're a young fan, you'll see that as you continue to support these teams, as players come and players go. Players, and rightfully so, players have no loyalty to an organization, and they shouldn't. Okay, now unless they was like fans of an organization when they was kids or something like that, to them it's a business, and that's how they should take it and make their moves, as a business. But to us, we're fans. Okay, so we have that loyalty and all that stuff. But I just want people to know, at the end of the day, I want us to win games, win championships. Okay, so let me start with Quinn Snyder. Now, let's talk about the good. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna compare him to Nate McMillan. Does he have better regular season success than Nate McMillan? In the past 8 years, the answer is yes. Okay. What Quinn Snyder did in Utah was outstanding work. He took a team that was, going nowhere fast. It took them 3 years to rebuild that organization. They hit on the Donovan Mitchell draft pick. You got Gobert. Gobert ended up being 2-3-time defensive player of the year over there under Quinn's guidance. Don't expect that from Clint Capella. Okay, no, I'm just clowning. I'm just talking shit. But so let's not make no mistake here. Let's not make a mistake here. Quinn Snyder knows what he's doing. Okay, he knows exactly what he's doing. So it's not like we getting some unproven just random coach. I would prefer a Quinn Snyder over Charles Lee, only because Quinn Snyder has a track record we can look at. And I prefer to go, I'd rather go with more of I don't want to say a sure thing, but Quinn Snyder has an NBA proven track record. Okay. Unlike Charles Lee, he has not been a head coach yet. So hey, that's how I say it. Quinn Snyder took he was the coach of the Jazz for 8 years. Took him 2 years to get to the playoffs, which is understandable because they was, like I said, they was going nowhere fast. 50, what he had? He had what, 2 50-win seasons in Utah? One, two, no, excuse me, 3 50-win season in Utah. Besides the first 2 years, which you got to give him time to rebuild the organization, he was always above 500. Okay. Wins increased, and after year two, they was averaging, it looked like they averaged between 45, 47 wins. So hey, you got to give credit where credit is due. Okay. Now let's talk about the bad. 21-30 in the playoffs. That's unacceptable. Now, when I say that, what I'm saying is it's unacceptable what he did there. Obviously, he can improve on that here. Okay, but I'm talking about what he has already done. 21-30 in the playoffs, blew a 3-1 lead against the Nuggets. Lost. They won 50 games. They was 3 games behind Houston. Ended up losing to Houston 4-1. Games weren't even close. And that's what my concern is at. I don't care about the regular season, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, if you're not the number 1 seed, you got to win on the road anyway. Okay, sooner or later you got to win on the road. So, I mean, does it really maybe to a young team, but like let's keep it real, guys. Our dudes are not they're not young NBA standards. They got 5, 6, 7 years in the league. So they know what's going on. They know what it takes to win in the league. Okay. Can Quinn Snyder get these guys motivated in playoff time? What did he do wrong with Utah in the playoffs? I mean, I was on Twitter and the homie was trying to tell me that, basically he was trying to tell me Donovan Mitchell wasn't a top player. He said he wasn't a top 15 player at the time, which I beg to differ. I mean, you don't, especially in the playoffs, because in 2018 he was putting up 45 and 17 in the playoffs. So I don't know what homie was saying, but it is what it is. So don't get it twisted. You're gonna look on Twitter and all you're gonna see is Quinn Snyder. Yeah. Look at the playoffs. Look at the playoffs, because we know he can win in the regular season. It's the playoffs where he has had the failure. Hopefully, when he come here, okay, let me drop the link. Hopefully, when he come here, hey, he can make some shit shake in the playoffs. Like I said, regular season, it don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Them seeds is really just for the owners to get more money because they get more home games. But like I said, end of the day, unless you're the top team in the league, you're going to have to play on the road sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? But what's up, my guy? Analyst up in the building. Y'all know what time it is. What's good with you?
Hey, it's been a while since I've been up here. We've been on that little break, but hey, listen, I was obviously, you know, Quinn has been my guy for a while. Me and Matt, we had a little back and forth about him and Becky. I preferred him, over Becky. He he came along though, and listen, I think Quinn is going to. Well, first, let me talk about his Utah tenure, because there was a point in time where I looked at Quinn when he was in Utah in the playoffs, and I said, that's like 3-1 leads, and it was concerning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, It's something. It's something that happened. It's something that I think you can look into really why it happened. But if we just take it, if we just take it by the outside and say, all right, he blew, you know, 2 to 3 for 3-1 leads in the postseason, we'll take it as that. I think what this franchise needs first, and you've talked about it a couple times, Damon. The goal is to win a championship, but we gotta have first a successful regular season, not only for seeding, but because this team has a sense to like to just trick off a game in the middle of the season on a Tuesday night to the Spurs.
Yep.
Okay. So, and when you're sitting there at 28 and 27, you really can't afford to do that, But hey, we were 41 and 17, 41 and 20. No, it really doesn't affect us. I think we need that cushion. I think once we get to the postseason, I'm looking at this for Quinn, right? Here's what I'm looking for out of Quinn. I'm looking for a coach that can have us a top 4 seed in the regular season. I'm looking for a coach that can elevate Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, elevate them together so that I can see more fluent play out of this backcourt. Because so far it's looked, kind of like interesting fit. I want to see him bring out the best out of DeAndre Hunter, and this will really tell whether we need to move on from DeAndre Hunter or not. I want to see him bring the best out of these guys. Obviously, I think there's gonna be roster changes. I think, if you know anything about Quinn, he likes fairly experienced teams that can shoot the ball. He likes versatile big wings. He likes bigger teams. He likes rim protectors. He had that in Utah with Rudy, Hassan Whiteside. They had another big guy over there. So he likes those type of teams. And I think you're going to see changes there.
Yeah, especially favorite.
Yep, their favorite. So I think you're going to see some changes there. Now, postseason. I'm expecting in the postseason, at least his first year, a conference finals. I do expect during his tenure that we will win an NBA championship.
Wait. Hold up. What'd you just say?
I expect during Quinn Snyder's tenure that we will win an NBA championship.
Well, no, I thought you say I thought you said in his first year you expect him to take us to the conference finals.
Yeah, I did say that.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I just can't see. I mean, a second round exit could always be. Hey, no, I'm just saying, like, because I'm looking at I'm looking at the fit, right? But no, on a real note, I think we can make it to the conference finals. I think we're gonna be a top seed in the East next season. I think we're gonna be a top seed in the East next season. I think we're gonna have home court advantage in the playoffs. Baron roster changes, Baron Quinn implement his system and his culture, and I think that we can make a conference finals run. I do, and like I said, I do think that we're going to win a championship in his tenure. I really do believe that. And listen, I feel like it's like this. I feel like Quinn is nowhere near perfect, but I think right now, if you look at our candidate pool, right? D-Rock.
Hey, they waiting on you today, huh, analysts? They've been waiting on you, my guy.
Hey, I got some words for D-Rock. Him spewing that blasphemy yesterday. I saw all his comments about the team, about Trae, about Quinn. I mean, just blasphemy. I just couldn't believe what was coming out of D-Rock's mouth. Anyways, listen, but I feel like when you get a guy that has had a successful regular season that can position us in the playoffs to really be successful, get home court advantage, and really play against the lower seeded teams until we get to the conference finals, until we get, to where the money is made at. So I'm confident in this. If we go through with this hire, which I think we will, I'm confident in this. And hey, if it don't work, I'll stand on it, but I think it's gonna work.
What's good, YQ? It been a minute, homeboy. What's popping with you?
Oh yeah, shoot. Usually when y'all get on late night, shoot, I be at work, so you know what I mean. I be getting out right at 10 o'clock, so I be barely missing y'all.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, we trying to start the little morning show thing now, cause you know what? What's the homeboy? The homeboy, Trey B said the same thing. Usually he be at work. So
Right.
So yesterday, so he got a chance to tap in yesterday. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get it so where all us Hawks fans get our voice, get our opinions out there. Talk to me though, man. What's your thoughts on the Nate McMillan firing and the hiring of well, it's not official yet, but it's supposed to be just about done. Bringing on Quinn as our new head coach.
About the Nate McMillan, I feel like, well, we knew it was gonna happen though. We knew it was gonna get fired. It was just a matter of when. And then I can kind of see what a lot of the players were saying, because I watched a couple of their interviews. They was all saying like, they put accountability on themselves. They were saying it wasn't so much the coach. You know what I mean? It was on their part too. So I feel them on that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe his word it was just falling on their field. And with the new coach, well, we ain't picked him yet, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Quinn, because I got different opinions. Like, I feel like the point where he got his team at, we already passed that point, like making it to the playoffs. We make it to the playoffs area. It's just the point of how far we can go in the playoff. And he ain't shown me nothing in the playoff yet. Even though he had like Donovan Mitchell and Rudy. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to see how they go work out. But I don't know. I kind of don't like. I mean, I kind of want to look at more options like Iman,
Udoka.
Yeah. And
man, I don't think they're gonna go that route. I don't think the front office want to deal, because I think the issue would be that you're gonna deal with, and this is the issue as fans. We ain't got to deal with, but the front office, I don't think you want to. Because if you hire Udoka, that's my choice. But I understand they don't want to deal, because you're probably gonna have like women's rights groups and all that jazz complaining.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might have some season ticket holders complaining.
Right.
That could be a reason they will go for him. I mean, Quinn is not a bad hire at all.
Nah, he ain't.
Considering we trying to hire a coach right now, you feel me?
Right. And then in the morning, I ain't gonna lie, this morning I was watching that Dominique video where he had an interview. I forgot who podcast it was on, but it was pretty good though. I feel like now this Trey might need to watch.
You mean the podcast with what's his name? The Blackest One and Quentin, my mind going blank. And I watched that podcast too.
Knucklehead.
Yeah, Knucklehead.
Yeah. See, that was a good one though. I feel like, you know what I mean, that's something our players need to hear. The way he was talking on them.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Talk to me. What's good, my guy? Rick G up in the building. Salute the homeboy Rick G, man. What's good with you, my guy?
Everything good, man. What's going on with y'all this morning?
Nothing, man. We're trying to start this morning show thing up, because I know some of us Hawk fans be working when we're doing the post game live. So I'm trying. Now that I'm back at my work at home schedule, trying to get a little morning show thing, so we get our other fans who might not be working, they can get their opinions about there. What's your thoughts on the moves we making, the hiring of Quinn Snyder? Is Quinn Snyder your top choice?
Nah. Nah. I would rather have Udoka. But analysts always be saying about the system. So I can agree with him on Quinn coming in, bringing in a system. You know, some better movement. I put it that way.
Yeah.
I definitely see him doing that. Hopefully, he go out and get us a big man, because every top contending team in the East has one or two definite big men. So that's gonna be
you not sold on Clint Capella?
nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I know analysts not. So
Nah. I mean, it ain't that he not good, but see, for me to like him like that, he'll have to be playing like Ben Wallace played.
oh, you know that ain't happening.
See, I already know that. I already know. So for someone that size to be dominant for us, because we're undersized at most positions, we need a big man up there.
Hey, I mean, let's be real. Right now, bro, it's 23 games left, I think.
23, 24.
Yeah, we not adding nobody right now. So
Oh no, I'm speaking like.
oh yeah, I feel you. I feel
Yeah.
you. I was going somewhere else with it because I was about to ask y'all this, man. Realistically, 23 games left. It's no more Nate McMillan. You got Joe Prunty, because I think Twitter, and I know Matt was saying that Quinn not even here. He in Paris right now. So I don't know when he finna get here, whenever. But with 23 games left, let's just say Joe Prunty is the coach for the rest of the season, right? That way we got a basis, because we don't know when Quinn gonna get here. Word is when he get here, he's just gonna do assistant until whatever. What's the realistic record you think we can do with these last 23 games? Waukee, what's your thoughts? We got 23. Y'all think we can win? You think we can win 16 out of the 23?
16 out of the 23. Yeah, I can see it. How many home games we got?
Well, I noticed the next 4 is at home. So we got damn, I've been looking at that schedule and I can't even remember. But we got Washington is one of them. Who we play tonight?
Cleveland.
Tonight. Washington is one. I mean, the homeboy Chris said we can go 15-8. So, according
I can see.
Go ahead, Waukee.
I can see 16 just because, you know, you look at the previous league years, we always have a strong second half.
Okay.
Like we go on a pretty good run in the second half. So I don't know. And then like it's a lot of pressure on Trey right now. Like you gotta prove yourself.
Hey, you heard the saying before, man. Pressure do 2 things: either bust pipes or make diamonds.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, this is what this is why you get paid the big bucks. I mean, Trey Young, I'm gonna keep it real. He ain't the first star player to have pressure put on him.
Nah.
When it's time to perform, I mean, you get pressure put on you as soon as you get in them playoffs. Hell, as soon as you sign that max money, that's when expectation from fans is like, hey, bro, we expect to win some games now. You feel me? But
right.
What's your thoughts, analysts, on these last 24? Let me say this real quick, analysts. We got Walter say he think we might split it. Kool-Aid says 16. I think Chris said 15. According to everybody, all the Nate hater logic, we should go undefeated because now Nate isn't the coach. Because that's what Matt told me. Matt said without Nate, we would be winning a whole lot of games. So Matt logic, I'm gonna start calling it Matt theory. We should be undefeated, like Mike said, according to Matt theory. What's your thoughts on these last 20-some game, analysts?
I'm gonna take a road that is going to be probably criticized.
I'm gonna say something outrageous.
I'm looking at these teams we're playing. I'm counting in the turn up factor, that we go have.
before you say it, analyst, let me tell you this. Y'all do know these last 20-something games, the total win percentage is like 530. So it ain't like we playing a bunch of below 500 teams. So what's your thoughts on that one, analyst?
I am going to say I'm gonna say 17-6.
I mean, that's realistic. That's not outrageous. I thought you were finna say
Yeah, I know you finna jump out the window.
say something like 20 and 4.
Nah.
That's some shit Matter say. And look, and Matter say that with a dead straight face too. 20 and 4. Yep, 20 and 4. Okay, so let's see. Kool-Aid said the coach got the coach to win. Well, guess what, Kool-Aid? Now we don't have Nate McMillan. So what's gonna be your excuse if we don't win these games? What's gonna be your excuse? See, now Nate McMillan gone, man. So there's no excuse, no blaming the coaching. Okay.
Yeah, analyst.
I can still blame Joe Prunty. I can still blame Joe Prunty.
Hey, I don't know. Cat's been waiting on you, analyst. Golly, bro. They've been waiting on you. So especially D-Rod. D-Rod said he can't wait. He said,
"Hey, I can't wait either." He's spewing that blasphemy. Think of it.
Hey, we got the homie White Mike back in the build.
White Mike always in a row.
I need to be like White Mike. Cashmere robe on and everything out there. I need to do what Mike do for a living. Shit. What's good with you, my guy?
I got it like that.
You said he.
Well, send some of that over here. Shoot, that you got.
I got it.
Send some of that. Got it over here. What's good, man? What's your thoughts on? Let me ask you these. Let me give you these topics real quick.
Hold
on. Nate McMillan getting fired. The potential hiring of Quinn. Damn, I keep wanting to say Dan Quinn so bad.
Oh gosh, don't let us get to the finals and blow a lead.
So let me bring Incog too. These questions for you too, Incog. But we gonna start with White Mike.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah, we can see you. The firing of Nate, the potential hiring of Dan Quinn, and give me your thoughts on a couple. I don't know if you saw any of those interviews by the players. What's your thoughts on any of the interviews you saw?
Yeah, let me say this. We better not be hiring Dan Quinn's ass. I know that. let me start there. But no, look, I was happy. Listen, obviously these players have tuned out Nate. That was done. And I ain't blaming Nate. I mean, it's everybody. It was dysfunctional. I'm gonna say that. So let's just move on there. I think we do need to hire a coach. I think the players, John Collins, he probably voiced it more than anybody did that they just weren't listening to Nate anymore. And that's all I needed to hear. You can't fire the players. I think we do have talent. I don't think Nate was maximizing the talent, but I also don't think the players were maximizing their talent. So, but it's the old adage, it's easier to fire a coach than it is, 14 players. So
it's cheaper too.
It's cheaper too. So I get the reason we're changing. I don't want to rush into this. It seems like we're rushing a little bit. And I think I know why we're rushing. We're rushing because we're the Atlanta Hawks. We're trying to get in front of everybody because we're not the most desirable job. And to get a guy like Quinn Snyder that's even interested in us is a big deal. I do believe Landry tipped his cap on this. We're offering, if I had to guess, we're not only offering a head coach, we're offering a president of basketball operations job with it. I really believe that. I believe that's the only way we're going to get a coach in here is that we're going to have to offer that kind of power. And I'm all for it because I don't think Landry and Kyle need to be making decisions on their own. Let's just be honest about it. Right. So I think they're offering a big time job, which is why Quinn's probably even considering it. I would like Udoka to be interviewed. I don't think he's going to be. I think he's unhireable at this point. So I'm okay with that. And you got the rest of the characters, of the people I've heard. I think Quinn's probably the best bet as far as maximizing the talent that he had in Utah. And no, his playoff record's not great, let's be honest. But he didn't have the talent that those teams out west had either, but he maximized the wins and he maximized the talent that he had.
I agree.
So I'm okay with that. I think it would be a great hire. I want him to where he has control of the roster, where if Trey or one of these other guys want buck, then he's got the power to do something about it. And I think that's what we need. But I think the players, I think Trey's been a little, to be honest with you, that's to me, that's a weak move, not interviewing and not speaking on this and letting the media just run with the fact that he's a coach killer. And by the way, let me say something about this coach killer. I'm sick of hearing this. Nobody said anything when Jordan ran Doug Collins off. Nobody said anything when all these other players, these primetime players, ran their coaches off. You know why? Because they went on to win a title. And once
you know what, Mike?
Yeah.
You know who else ran off a coach and they don't say nothing about it? Luka Doncic ran off Rick Carlisle.
Absolutely ran off. And what about what about Curry and them? Y'all can say that Mark Jackson wasn't run off, but he was. Mark Jackson was run off.
Yeah, but he was run off by ownership.
He was run off by ownership. But I'm telling you, if you read into that behind the scenes, they weren't happy with what was going on at Golden State at the time. I think the religious statement and all that was just was the last straw on it. But they weren't happy with the way he X and O'd. And that's why they brought the other guy in there who was an X and O coach. But I mean, you can go down the list. Didn't Kyrie and Durant run Atkinson off? They chose their coach.
Yeah,
basically. I mean,
yeah. I'm just saying,
nothing there.
People want to talk about Trey, but
then they ran off Steve Nash.
Superstars, Superstars do this. This is what superstars do. And if you win, all is forgiven. That's just the way it is. So I'm tired of hearing about Trey being a coach killer and stuff. Look, our players got to suck it up and be men and get out there and give 100% of the time. If they don't, then we need to get rid of their ass. I'm a Hawks fan, man. I am. I like Trey and I like John Collins. Matter of fact, I want to keep John Collins. But damn it, John's got to get tough, man. John's got to decide he's going to be a power forward and act like a damn power forward. If we don't stay here. And that's the way I feel about it. Or he needs to get his ass moved out of here. I'm about winning. I want championships. I'm tired of this shit. I want Quinn Snyder to come in here and get this damn thing rolling. And you know how it used to be when you went to Utah to play the Jazz, you knew you was in a damn game. You knew the Jazz was going to bring it every night. I ain't saying they were going to win, but you knew you were going to have to play well to beat the Jazz. And I went
up there. You knew it was going to be a tough game.
One thing I will say about Utah, then we'll go ahead and get to DJ. Hell, they only had when Snyder got there, they may have in the past 20, 30 years, they only had like 3 coaches because Jerry Sloan was a coach for like 20 years. And they was consistent winners. I mean, obviously, I don't know about Incog, but I know me and my white Mike was alive. Watching Utah when they was a dominant powerhouse with Karl Malone, Stockton. They was consistent 50 game winners, top 4 seeds. So Utah.
Don't forget
Hornacek. Yeah, they had all them cats. Thorough Belly. Utah was a powerhouse back then. Let's roll over here to DJ. Let me say it again just in case you forgot, DJ. Thoughts on the firing of Nate McMillan? Thoughts on hiring Quinn Snyder? And is he your top choice? And thoughts on any of those player interviews you saw?
Okay. First of all, man, thoughts on firing Nate? I mean, I'm glad he gone. He just wasn't the right fit for what we're trying to do. When you're coach, you got to be able to communicate effectively,
right,
to the young players in the league. Young players are different. It's a different breed of ball players in this day and age, and you got to be able to effectively communicate with them and to get your point across. And Nate just wasn't getting his point across. So, it was time to make a change on that. My thoughts, Quinn Snyder, honestly, I ain't really feeling him. I pretty much like Atkinson because when I think Atkinson and Quinn were here when Bud was here,
Right.
and back then you saw development. You remember when Tim Hardaway, they New York Knicks gave up on Tim Hardaway, but somehow he came here, did what he had to do, and
Got
he
paid.
developed got paid and developed into the player that he is now. Even Bazemore, he was the end of the bench, but he came up in the game, he developed in our development system, and he got paid too. Talking about Schroeder also, and then when you talk about his early years at Brooklyn, the development of D'Angelo Russell into an all-star.
And you know what, Incog?
Atkinson helped too.
You know what, DJ?
Mhm.
Let me hop in real quick, then I come back to you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, because when you brought that up, you know what popped in my head? Do we still have Hawks University? Because the Bud and them started that, the Hawks
Exactly.
University, and I think that's where that development came at. That's a good point. Go ahead.
hmm And I you can I really didn't see that with Quinn, but I saw that with Atkinson. His development with even Jared Allen early on, even with Joe Harris. You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
mean that's my thing with Atkinson. I think he'll put more into development on our young players, like a Jalen Johnson
AJ.
or a Griffin. Yeah. And with the exit interviews, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it like this. John Collins has the gift of gab. I don't know if all my people from Atlanta, Rocco, gift of gab. That was one of his first mixtapes. John Collins has the gift of gab. He knows how to talk. He knows how to communicate to the public. He
Mhm.
knows how to communicate to the media, and he is reaping the benefits of it. His production on the court is steadily going down, but yet he says the right things to get his money. And when you talk about John Collins and what he said in the interview, okay, so it should be about, it shouldn't be about what we need to do. It should be about what I need to do. He never mentioned I. You see what I'm saying? Okay, I need to, attack the basket more. I need to listen to my coach more. I need to, instead of shooting a three, why not move 5 foot in, 5 feet in, and develop that 15-foot jumper? You see what I'm saying? So that's my problem with John Collins. He knows how to talk, but yet when it comes to on the court and being able to produce, his production is going down.
Well, let
You
me
know,
ask
you
you
got
this, DJ. Let me ask you this. Do you feel like John Collins' production going down was due to Nate McMillan's system? And if so, do you believe that Quinn Snyder can get more? Now, I don't want to say get more. Can get John back to at least being close. To me personally, that 20 and 10 days is over with, because he don't get the ball like that. But do you think Quinn Snyder and whatever system he decides to use here can get John Collins back to being an effective, maybe around a 17 to 18 point guy a night?
it all depends on how he receives it. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? A coach can say something all day, but as a player, you got to be able to receive what that coach is saying. Because back in the day when dating myself, but when Woody was developing Josh Smith, there was a period of time where Woody had to sit Josh Smith down and say, "Yo, you got to stop shooting threes. You have to develop your game and attack the basket more." So that's all with John Collins. He needs to receive, what the coach says, and then go out there and produce. That would need to happen. Everybody on the team needs to be able to have, a receptive mind to be able to receive what the coach is saying,
I
and
feel
it's
you,
all
man.
up to them.
I feel you. What's good, Black Mike, Art Elliott up in the
Black Mike,
building.
what it do? What it do?
Black Mike in the
Hey,
building.
what's up, man? I had to stop
He
for a
do
second.
though.
I'm like, man, I gotta jump in that
Yeah,
thing real
DJ.
quick.
Hey, my bad.
Jump
Hey,
in this
DJ.
real quick.
Hey, DJ. My wife walked by. She said he sounds so calm.
Hey man, hey, this how, hey, this the way Nate should be talking to the players, man. You can't,
Oh God.
so he can get his point across. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my point across. That's it.
Sounds so calm and relaxed. What's good, Black Mike? What's good?
Now, but literally, folks complain about Nate, quote unquote, calm approach. They assume that he ain't doing nothing because he calm on the sidelines with his, just sitting there,
Like it.
arms calm. He ain't yelling and everything like that. So, it's just, to me, I hear a lot of not knowing and understanding. I don't know. To me personally, bro. Again, I say this first and foremost. Nate never said this is a championship coach. He is not a championship coach. We just should not have looked as bad as we did under Nate this season. All right. I feel like everybody should be able to acknowledge that. It just comes down to player accountability. I heard everything DJ said, not necessarily disagreeing with it, but players have to want to be coached and players have to listen. Okay. Like you named a whole lot of non-star players. None of those players' heads got blown up after a playoff run. None of those players got shoe deals that you named that doggone, was being developed and stuff like that or working at their craft. It's a different thing, man. When you got a bunch of yes people around you and then you don't necessarily yourself have a background that previously humbled you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to like get into that too much though, but like some of these players, like say for example, Anthony Edwards. The reason why Anthony Edwards was able to say what he said over the All-Star break to acknowledge that, like, okay, some of these players, some of these fans come out here, that might be the one game that they can see and they don't get to see you. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why I ain't able to say that is because we from Atlanta. We know where Anthony Edwards from. That boy from Oakland City. And you know what I'm saying? And his age and stuff like that, ain't nothing pretty, ain't nothing sweet, ain't nothing nice necessarily about Oakland City and coming up, bro. You know what I'm saying? He might have been, okay and protected because he's an athlete. We know how I go. You can be spoiled as an athlete, even though you're from the hood still, because everybody gonna make sure you straight do what they can for you. But he still see you around him. He still see what other kids go through, his family members, this and that, bro. Same thing too, Dame Dollar. The reason why he made his pressure quote some years ago, because he being a real one, not disconnected from reality. It's the fact that, like, man, at the end of the day, I play a game. You know what I'm saying? If I miss or make a shot, bro, that ain't no pressure. Like, even bringing up the fact that Trey got pressure on him now, bro, that ain't no pressure. If we want to be reality, just reality
Mike,
of the situation. And me
so
personally,
Mike,
what's up?
hey Mike. So you think so? It sounds like so you think DeJounte got that because he came up from he came up from a humble background.
DeJounte does, but the thing is, though, is like, I believe Trey is talented. You feel me? Trey
Right,
is probably the most skilled out of everybody we got. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Trey. I'm on Trey a lot because yes, to whom much is given, much is expected. I really do think that Trey can be an all-time great point guard. Like I'm a fan of like great point guards. Jason Kidd was my favorite player of all time. He's a top guard of all time. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can argue who better this and that though, but he's there statistically speaking everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And also too, he's a coach. The dude was a coach on the floor. He was a genius and stuff like that. So when I say a lot of things about Trey, it's because I really do think that he can be one of them top guys of all time. Now, JC, I agree. He says all the right things, but it's not necessarily the skill and the talent not necessarily there per se to like where he can take over the team and lead on the floor as well. But I appreciate him trying to lead in other areas as well. And that's why a lot of times it's like your top leader or your leaders need to be also too skilled and talented, one of the best players as well. Because when you got one of the top players, not one of the quote unquote leaders, he's not gonna listen to somebody who's not production wise on his level. And that's what we always kind of argue with Trey about. You know what I'm saying? Trey can be the top person on our team when it comes to like skill and doing and stuff like that. But as far as actual leadership, we got to get somebody else. And I believe that DJ is kind of like that guy who can kind of like be Trey's balance a bit or whatever and to lead, the mental and stuff like that. Because I mean, Yeah, it is a big thing, man, to just take accountability, to just look at yourself, and say, look, we got to play better. At the end of the day, we can't keep pointing at fingers at somebody else. We got to take pride in our craft. The other day, I don't want to talk forever, man, but I was listening to Sam Mitchell. Shout out to Sam Mitchell. He's a former coach of the year. He don't coach right now. He had his ups and downs, but he was a coach of the year. A Georgia boy too. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he was saying on 929 the other night or whatever. He was saying, based on JC comes here, like, man, this junk is foolishness, man. He was like, and also too, Sam Mitchell, a player now, former player, just like Nate. So they understand what it takes to be a pro. They're like, man, at the end of the day, our coach do certain stuff, right? It was on us to develop our game. He literally said out his mouth, if you're shooting the same percentages that you were previous years and stuff, you're not doing your job. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these players, if y'all pay attention in the off season, they do not train with team staff. They have their own trainers, and a lot of times them trainers don't even be basketball pros or even have the form of success. They don't even have the success of the players that they train it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is though, like, I'm just saying, it's player accountability. Players as well have to not want to lose by doggone 25 plus 30. I ain't saying you're gonna win every single game, but it's like, bro, no, when I step out on this court, me and our guys, we gonna go down with a fight, y'all. Like, I don't care who over there on the sideline, we gonna go down with a fight. Now, again, I'm not denying a coach. A coach would definitely help, because like I said, Nate, not a championship coach because of, yes, X's and O's and timely rotations. That's what prevented him from necessarily getting the team over the top. But I've said though, for our progression as an organization, he was on time in a sense. Our next step, moving from, say, tanking, obviously tanking, was going to just making the playoffs. Okay, he's a get you the playoffs coach. If everybody just buys in and give effort consistently, he'll get the team to the playoffs. Now it's a matter of us moving forward and taking the next step. All right, now we know we can get into the playoffs. Now it's time to bring in a coach who's gonna get us over the hump and get these guys to the next step. But a lot of things that JC was saying, the problem was literally a lot of it, in my opinion, didn't have anything to do with coaching. It really didn't. It really didn't.
You heard that from DeAndre Hunter. That's what Hunter said.
Yeah, DeAndre said it. JC was saying it, and another thing Sam Mitchell was saying, he was like, "It's BS about the old coach not being in connect." Man, because I mean, it's a different sport and everything. But prime example he brought up was like Nick Saban. I mean, it might help because Nick Saban got former rings and stuff like that. But Nick Saban has an expectation. You know what I'm saying? He coached even younger guys. And Nick Saban, old, bland, I mean, whatever you want to call it, man, he don't relate to most of them guys that he got coming in playing for him. But I mean, the difference is, like I said, though, they know if they come in, they buy in, and they listen, they ultimately gonna win a championship or get drafted high at top. So is that there though? But like I said, man, it's just player accountability. That's all it is, man. Yeah. On me, I really want our guys to mature, and just really need to grow up and mature, man.
You right, Mike. Hey, shout out my boy $1 up in the building. In the car, who knows where he at? Dollar, who know where Derek probably in. Where you going to, man? Where you driving to now, man? New York City, bro? Where you going? Hey, you unmute your mic. Can you hear me?
It was glitching for a moment.
Oh, okay. Dollar. Hello?
I was saying, man, you gotta stop because he's driving and do it, but you're gonna be going in and out of good signal areas.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna bring you. I'll bring you back on when you pull over and stop, man. Hit me. Let me know when you pulled over.
That's what I had to do. I had to stop for a second.
Yeah. Hey, so let's pivot a little bit. And this is a question for everybody on the panel and the chat. Okay. Hold on. Let me see what this dude said again. If your boss asked you to jump off the building, will you do it or quit the job? The dumb stuff Nate was asking them to do, stupid stuff like they is going to. The players have to believe in the coach to be. Let me tell you something, man. Hold on. I got to address this real quick. Then I got a question for y'all, man. Let me address stuff like this. At the end of the day, as a professional athlete, and once again, I'm an older guy, okay? I come from a different era than, say, like analysts does, right? I don't need a fucking coach to motivate me, okay? I'm a self-motivator. Okay, when I know I'm shooting for certain goals that I want in my career, I don't need somebody to come in when I wake up. Come on, you gotta go get it. I appreciate that stuff, but at the end of the day, when I put my mind to something, I'm motivated to go get it. So, and now with these players, Kool-Aid drinkers, I could understand that if this was the rec league, if this is high school, if this is college. Once you start getting paid and you become a professional, okay, all this little motivation shit, like this shit for little kids. This is for little kids. The players gotta believe in the coach. Believe in the coach to win. They should want to win for themselves first, then win for the organization. It don't take a coach to come, man. Stop it with the crap, man. Let me bring my guy Foot up in the building. But here's a question for the panel, real quick, guys. So, knowing what we know now, we've heard the players. Nate McMillan is gone. Okay, we got Joe Prunty. I don't know when Quinn gonna get here. What is? It's a two-part question, and I don't care what order y'all go in. What is your expectations for the rest of the season? Okay, what's your expectations, and do you think that let me stop that. Let me just ask that first part, then I go to the second part. What are y'all expectations for the rest of the season? We got 23 games. Hopefully we in the playoffs. What are y'all expectations on that? Anybody can start off on that one.
Yeah, I guess I'll start off. I'm gonna just say what I gotta say, then I'm out. My expectations is, I expect us to be at least in the play-in, and maybe getting in the first round of the playoffs. But I'm not gonna set my expectations too high. I think we got the talent to make it into the first round of the play, to win the playoff game and to get into the first round of the playoffs. But I don't know if we'll win or not. You got a lot of teams out there that are hungry, and I don't see that hunger in us. I don't see the hunger in the team right now. I mean, it could change, but we'll see. And I expect the coaching staff to at least, try and get through to these young players. But it's hard, man. It's hard breaking habits, when you something like 63 games in the season. It's all gonna come down to what we see tonight. Are we playing the same? Do we have the same rotations? Are we shooting the same shots? And this whole week, it's gonna be the telltale sign of what we're gonna see. But I'm not gonna set my expectations high. Just like I said, I expect us to get into the play-in and get to the first round of the playoffs. And I'm out. I'm in DC. I'm gonna be at the game March 8th. Saying you got some folks coming up, man. Holla at me. All right, I'm out.
All right, my guy. Hey, shout out my boy DJ, Mr. Excuses. That's what he be putting in the chat every day. Excuses. But yeah, that's what's up. I'm gonna be at the Spurs game, man. I got my, me, my ticket's right behind that goddamn bench. So if they acting up, if they losing, I'm talking cash shit so they can hear me. What's your thoughts on it? My boy Foot up in the building. What's your thoughts on what's your expectations for the rest of the season there, Foot? These last 23 games.
Nothing. I don't expect anything. just to be honest with you, right? Because this team is Jekyll and Jekyll, right? You don't know what you're gonna get on. What they're capable of winning 75% of their games, the rest of these games, all right, is if they won't come to play. And I'm glad these players came out, because I've been saying it all along. Y'all keep blaming the coach, keep blaming Trey or an individual player. It's the whole team, right? It ain't got nothing to do with Nate or nobody. They're not playing. Because once you show me that you can do something, that's all I need to see. We know what the issue is. They've shown they can play with anybody, beat anybody. So I have no expectations. So we just see what happens. What should happen, again, we climb up a couple of seeds, but I don't know. Am I optimistic? A little bit, but this team is just too young and immature to understand what's needed and what they need to do.
What's your thoughts? What's your expectations, Mike? And then White Mike, and then we'll go YQ.
I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna say. This is what you're gonna say. I'm telling you right now, these players know that their coach is watching this game. The next coach coming in, they know he's watching. So I'm not gonna say I think they're gonna win all their games or anything like that, but I'll bet when we get on here the next day, we're gonna talk about the effort was different. Everybody's effort is gonna step up a notch because that's just a natural thing. When you know a new coach is coming in, all these eyes are on you. They're evaluating whether they want to keep you, move you, stay. Everybody's effort is going to go up a level. I truly believe that. And I just believe that's just the nature of the business when a new coach is coming. So I expect them to try harder, work harder. And I'm looking at John Collins. I want to see, like you said, he's been put in a spot to me to fail as far as shooting so many threes. Well, then now John Collins needs to put the effort in and get down there and let's scrap it up, do what he does and play defense and score down low and do the stuff he does. I think John Collins is a good player. I think John Collins can be elevated with the right coach. And I think he could be something that we could keep. But yeah, I expect the effort I expect the effort to go up double because I believe these players want to show everybody that it was more coaching than it was players. Now, I ain't saying it is or it's not, but I know this, you're going to have some guys really busting ass out there these next 20-something games to prove that they belong where they belong. And that's what I believe.
But real quick, Mike, last 23 games, above. These last 23, are they going to be above 500 or below 500?
They're going to be above 500.
What's your thoughts there, YQ?
Shoot, I expect us to make the playoff. Probably no more than the second round. And like you said, a lot of players got to step up. I don't know if Trae Young ready to be that leader right now. So I'm kind of leaning more on the DeJounte for that. Because it seemed like y'all said, it seemed like he been through. Look at analyst. It seemed like he been through a lot more than Trae. So I don't know. And then like you said, we got that Jekyll and Hyde effect. So the whole season we basically been average. At the beginning of the season, I had high expectations. I was thinking, okay, well, shit, we might can goddamn do what we did that year when we went our way to the Eastern Conference Final. But the more I watch them, like they'll show you some, take it away. Show you something, take it away. I'm like, man, look at these guys. So my expectation is like, I don't know. I just feel normal about the situation.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. And I know y'all know about me drinking the Kool-Aid. I ain't gonna lie. That first game of the season, bro, when we played Dallas, bro, I was thinking championship. I ain't even lying, bro. I was like,
right.
Wow, we look amazing. Yeah. And then them regular Hawks kicked in after the cut. Because at the first, I think the first what? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
But
the
3,
first 5 to 7 games, everybody they was all below 500. We was beating up on the Pistons, a bunch of losing teams. And soon we started playing winning teams, we started getting smacked. So, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I was like you, IQ. I saw that first game, bro. I was like,
oh, I was hyped too.
Yeah. So I think we lean on the coaches a lot because when we had Bud, shoot, he maximized all our players for that year. We won them 60 games. He maximized all our players. So now we feel like, okay, that's the expectation, like a coach supposed to get everything. But like y'all said, a lot of it fall back on the player. Like you gotta have that, you gotta have it in you. Ain't nobody just make it.
At the end of the day, bro. And I know analysts, I know foot coach, I know Mike played at a high level, man. At the end of the day, bro, the coach ain't shooting the basketball, man.
Right.
The coach ain't playing defense on the court. I mean, them play.
Yeah, that's why I don't weren't either.
Yeah. Hey, what's your expectations for the rest of the season there, Black Mike, aka Art Alien?
Yeah. Shoot, man. I ain't played at no high level, man. If I played at a high level, I wouldn't be talking to y'all boys.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Hey, that's how y'all gonna do it. Hey, analysts and Foot out there, go out there, get some college positions and just be like, man, fuck y'all. I'm up out of here. What's your expectation for the rest of the season, Mike, for the last 23 games, man? Can you hear me or he froze up?
I think he froze.
He froze?
No, he's moving.
No, he froze.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, what's your thought? We'll keep him up there.
That's a good profile pic, though.
Nice smile and everything.
Hey, let me screenshot this real quick.
Hurry
What's
up.
our analysts on the rest of the season, man? We got these 23 games, man. What's gonna pop off, bro?
I think we listen, I think I'm a little bit more optimistic about the last 23 now that McMuffin is gone. I think this, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean every bit of it. I think these last 23 is gonna be a lot of emotion. I think the guys are gonna play with a lot more emotion. They're gonna play with a lot more care. Fight. They're gonna impose their will. And Joe's gonna have, his X's and O's, but I want to see the energy again. We lacked energy all season long. Want to see that energy again. I think that I'm gonna pull one of Mike's numbers. I think we're gonna finish the season as the 6th seed. We're 3.5 games out from the 6th seed right now. I think we're gonna finish the season as the 6th seed now.
Let me ask you this, analyst. Let me ask you this: Is energy and effort the same thing? Because you said they need to come out with energy, but when I'm watching the game on the defensive side, I don't see that effort. So is the lack of effort, y'all see where I'm trying to go with this? So is energy the same thing?
Two different things, if you ask me.
Okay, let me hear analyst thoughts, and then we go to you, Foot.
Yeah, so no, I just think that listen, I think on the defensive side of the ball. He said he phone got too hot. I think on the defensive side of the ball, I think we're gonna give more effort. Offensive side of the ball, I think we're gonna have more. I guess you could say we're gonna have more energy. But all season long, it's on the defensive side. It's been the effort. Offense, I don't personally like the offense. I think that it's easy to stop, as we saw in the playoffs last year. Especially when you have the personnel that Miami did. But I'm more optimistic because not only because Nate is gone, but also because of the spark. Whenever a coach gets fired mid-season, there's some type of spark. There's some type of energy that the team brings to finish out the season. And I think we saw that with Nate last time, and history, it keeps repeating itself. So I'm looking forward to seeing that starting tonight.
Foot, back to you, man. You said it's the difference between energy and
effort. Because of you, Nate, by the way. I just wanted to point that out. You. And you call yourself a defensive coach, by the way. Go golf, Nate. Go golf.
Adam's the boy. He hate Nate, boy. He hate the boy.
We paying him to go golf, so
we on vacation with Mike.
Hey, him and Mike said they go put. Hey,
Mike over there with the cashmere robe and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, Foot, energy and effort as a coach, break that down for us.
Yeah. So energy is, hey, you run up and down the court, you're moving, just making things happen. Effort, to me, let's start with the offensive side, right? Getting those loose balls, getting those offensive rebounds. Too many times we get out rebounded. Two other teams get their hand on the ball all the time. Second chance points on defense, right? That's the effort I'm talking about. Instead of sitting there and watching, go get the freaking ball. A couple of games ago, they just kept getting the loose balls in offensive rebound because the dude standing right there was no effort. Put a body on somebody, right? Go get it. So that's why I say there's a little difference there, right? So you can have the energy. Meaning for me, like being hyped up, ready to go, run up down the court, excited. But again, the effort is really what kills. And I'm gonna say this: if these dudes wind up winning 75% of their games or getting the 6th or 5th seed, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be happy, but I'm gonna be pissed because they could have did this a long time ago. Exactly. Right? They could have came with this a long time ago.
What, you a coach?
Well, yeah, I'm back to AAU now. Travel, yeah. So I've done some high school stuff.
Yeah, analysts up to here, young coach in training. young coaching up there.
Well, he probably fit in with these what I call these new breeds.
well, I tell you what, because I'm an offensive guy, so we're wherever I go, I run the offense. AAU is cool. I prefer I like coaching high school basketball. I feel like, well, them parents something else, but I feel like when you get in that practice, I had one kid. He looked at me and said, "Coach, why would we need to run all this stuff?" I said, "You'll see." I said, "You'll see." Hey, but I don't know.
Don't worry, because my young boy coming up in the game, he gonna lead us to a title, and he told me he gonna lead us to a title. He gonna give me a Lamborghini, and I
hey,
I'm putting all my hopes on my son. He only 10, but hey,
Man,
hey, I appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Hey, this is a new thing we trying, the morning show. So, like I said, I know some of the fans can't get in with us when we do the post game lives due to whatever they got going on, obligations. So we're gonna keep this going. But guess what? Don't forget tonight. Y'all know how we doing the post game live show. So we're gonna see how these players come out today. I didn't get a chance to really get on the internet yet and see did Trey do an interview or anything, because I would love to hear what he got to say now.
I think he'll talk about it in his post game because they got a game today.
Yes,
we got a game tonight.
They're gonna do the walkthrough, so hopefully we'll hear something. I've been on the radio all day, so so I'm looking for that too. I mean, like I said, to me, I know it means something to a lot of people. Don't mean nothing to me. What I want to see is what's on the floor, right? And
I want
the man's getting ridiculed for not saying anything he's supposed to do. That I feel different. I'm just concerned about what's happening on that floor.
Well, you know what? We do need to do a show and speak about. I would love to do a show and speak about Atlanta sports radio.
Oh man,
sometimes I think what pisses me off, man, about like 92-90 game is that I really, ever since I've been listening to him, so I've probably been listening to 92-90 game maybe 8 years, way back when Cordell Stewart was up there and all that jazz. I never really thought they have a real pulse on the Hawks. Now, when it comes to UGA football, like to me, I think they're pretty good with Georgia football. I give them credit for Falcon football, but like when it came to the Hawks, like I don't really think they need to hire somebody up there who's an actual fan of like Atlanta sports teams, like real diehard fans. Number one, it seemed like their main, besides Mike Bell and Dukes, it seemed like none of them are from Georgia. Listen, I'm not from Georgia, right? So that's what trips me out the most. I'm like, how you got the station in Atlanta and your main hosts are not like from Georgia?
I got something to say to that.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a show about that one day, man, because like that really trips me out. I'm like, because when they talk Hawks, it seems like they only talk about the Hawks where either the general manager come up there or some bullshit happen. Like they don't really discuss or break down the game. Now I don't count the morning show John Freaky because like he's just a homer. Like
guess who was on today?
What's today? Today Friday.
Not on 92.9.
Who?
Guess your buddy.
Who?
Think about it.
Oh gosh.
Come on, we know Eddie.
Eddie called up there?
Boy, he called them carpetbaggers.
What Eddie say up there?
Boy, he would call them carpetbaggers. He was going in.
Eddie don't. I don't think Eddie liked 92-90 game either.
No, he went in because the way Steak. I don't like Steak is back. I don't like him.
But he's not from Georgia neither, is he?
Nah, he's from Boston, somewhere up in that Northeast.
Yeah.
I don't like him. So they kind of split off the morning stuff. I don't like him. Him and Samuel Golden. I don't like him.
Bruh, I don't. But this is one thing I say, man. You telling me they can't find two dudes that's Georgia sports fans? That's
put me up there.
Like, they can't do that. Like that blows my mind, man. Now I can understand.
I'm still tripping why they got rid of Two Live Stews, right? That was a good show.
Who knows,
Right?
man?
But yeah, Steak Shapiro, it's too commercial for me with him.
Yeah, they need to get some real fans, like who somebody who care about the team and who care about the wins and losses, man. And I don't even, matter of fact, let's see, the beat writer, the Chris Kirshner wasn't even a Hawks fan. He was like a damn Yankee fan, a New York fan.
Yeah.
He was a Knicks fan. Yeah.
Yeah, and who's the guy now? I heard what's the dude name? The beat writer now for the Hawks. Is he from Georgia?
Which
Is
one?
he even a Hawks fan? What's his name? Damn, I can't remember his name.
Not Pat Benson.
No, not him. Not him.
Brad.
It'll come to me. No, because it's a name I ain't never heard before, man. Because I was like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, they need to refocus.
Yeah, they doing too much.
I guess
man.
Trey did do an interview.
Well, I haven't heard.
I got it right here. I'm posting in the Twitter chat.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna tap into it when we get off here, man. Because hey, I'm still at work right now. So.
Me too.
Who y'all like tonight?
Look at Mike. He at work.
Mike said, I'm just chilling. Hey, good.
Mike
good
got
luck
that
with
cabinet
right?
roll. Mike job is to tell somebody what to do. That's what he doing.
Damn right it is. I heard that shit.
He telling somebody what to do. But
Yeah,
what you say, like you?
I said, who y'all like tonight?
Shit, the Hawks.
That's why we here.
I didn't even mean to say that. My bad. I meant to say, like, what y'all rather see? Y'all rather see how we play on the floor, just the win in general? It's about how we win.
Man, at this point, I take
the
first thing I say when I come on that live. The first thing I say is, "Well, I take all wins. I don't care how we do it."
Yeah. I never focus on how you do it.
Yeah, we can talk about how we do it later.
At
But
the end of the day,
win the game.
A W and an L. That's all that matters.
No, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
can't hear you. I think
I'm
you
drinking the
muted.
Kool-Aid tonight. I'm drinking it. I think we're gonna win. I think the
You
effort's
muted,
gonna
Mike.
be there. If they piss me off, I'll be on here
Yeah,
tomorrow
can you
night admitting like that I drank the damn Kool-Aid again.
I tell y'all, don't drink the Kool-Aid, man.
But-
Don't be like Juan. I
I know it, but I think the effort gonna be there
We
tonight.
can't help it, man. Just like
Hey,
you.
we won that 5 games in a row. I remember Juan came up here and I said, Juan, don't do it. And remember, he was like, and I believe in JC. And there you go. JC come out with 8 points, and then we going to lose this week. I said, I told your ass don't drink it, but I'm like,
can't
oh
help
man. Hey, I get any glimmer of hope, and I'm a sucker for this team. I don't know why. Don't ask me why.
Cause we fans, man. We real fans.
Yeah, so
That's what it is. I mean,
so-
that's just what it is, man.
Is this y'all favorite?
What's up, YQ?
Is this y'all favorite Hawk team?
No.
No, this ain't my favorite Hawk team. My favorite Hawk team is I'm caught in between 90. I'm trying to think. 90 was it 99? We was the top seed. Was that 99? The year we lost to the Knicks in the playoffs. I'm tripping. It was the year we traded. We ended up trading Dominique that same year because we was the number 1 seed, and we ended up trading.
Man, don't even talk about that. And we had beat Houston twice. We eventually won it. Man, boy.
Yeah,
hey,
but that was my favorite team. But close. I ain't even gonna front, guys. That 60-win team we had, bro.
Kyle Korver.
When we went undefeated in January, bro, you couldn't tell me shit. I was talking so much shit, bro. I was talking bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I just knew we was finna beat them Cavs in the playoffs. Bro, you couldn't tell me nothing. I did our destiny, and then we got swept.
LeBron owned us.
He did, bro. Like
we could.
They all went off.
So I wasn't even excited. But I didn't expect us to get swept. But bro, people keep talking about Mike Budenholzer. He could have did some different things to counter that. So he ain't the best coach to me. You don't get swept in any kind of finals. Period.
Hey, man.
You
You
got
don't,
to
you, you don't think he the best coach we done had?
We had.
Uh,
You know what,
I'll
though,
take
man?
Bud over these coaches.
Hey,
Even
come on.
though we got swept, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like the passion I saw in there, like when Corver got hurt and we was ready to everybody was ready to beat up
I
Dylan
feel-
had.
I
Bro, that's
feel-
the only time I see when Al Horford got thrown out that game. Boy, he was ready to put in some work that day. He ready to beat his ass.
Yeah.
He was in Cleveland, right?
Hey, Zaza, Zaza was a dog too.
Oh yeah, when we played the Celtics in what's that? 08? That was 08.
That was a good series.
I joined the
I ain't gonna lie, that was my
favorite,
favorite.
man.
That was my favorite Hawk team.
I thought we was finna beat their ass too, man. I was like, we finna go to Boston. We finna take it. Next thing I know, we was down 30. Well,
My favorite Hawks team, I'm gonna say probably the '87 team.
bro, we're gonna have to say this for a show, bro. We're gonna have to say this.
Yeah.
Show.
We'll say it for a show.
We gotta
I
say
didn't talk
this for
about
a
that.
show.
I got one for you though. My favorite.
Mike, we can't hear you, Mike.
Oh, my mic out.
Oh, no, I can hear you.
No, we hear you.
You hear?
No, what I was gonna say, just real quick. I mean, how can Mookie Blaylock was
I
my
can hear him.
man.
Okay.
Mookie
Man,
Blaylock was my
cold,
man.
bro.
Mookie played hard,
Oh,
and
talking about
Mookie was
Blaylock?
a player.
He was cold, bro. He was cold, man. Good defender, man. Good.
And could hit the shot.
Who you prefer, Mookie Blaylock, a prime Mookie Blaylock, or a prime Doc Rivers with us?
I'm going Mookie Blaylock, but that's me.
I might have to take.
Man, Doc was cold, man.
Yeah, Doc was cold too, man. That's hard. That's hard.
Doc Rivers was cold. Hey, look at analysts like, I ain't never seen none of these dudes play.
I'm looking him up.
Analysts.
I'm looking up how Mookie. I looked him up in the past. And y'all talked
Mookie
about
was
him.
the
Oh,
deal.
Mookie
He
was
was
a dog,
real,
man.
man.
Oh, bro. Mookie.
was a dog.
And you want to talk about you want to look somebody else? You want to talk about who had a post game? Go
That's it.
look at Steve Smith when he played with us, bro.
Oh! I forgot.
Hey, you thought the Steve Smith in the post is game over, dog.
because we got Steve from Miami, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How tall was Steve? 6'7"?
People, yeah, you go back on these old.
Yeah, I
dudes.
want to say maybe 6'8".
Yeah, he was up there.
He was a tall guard, man.
Yeah.
He was tall.
He was tall.
He was tall, man. But yeah, we gonna have to say this for a show that
Yeah, we got to
highlights.
do a show for the old Hawks. You know, Dominique dunking on the whole team.
Oh,
you know.
Dominique dunking on Bird. That's my favorite Dominique dunk. He dunked on
we ought to
Bird.
be.
He dunked on 3 or 4 dudes at one time.
We ought to be ashamed of ourselves not getting Dominique a title, getting some talent.
On the vert.
Play with.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we had a small forward like Dominique Wilkins right now? My God.
My favorite game of all
He
time.
don't
My
get the
favorite
credit he deserved.
My favorite game of all time is that playoff game. I think it was playoffs, but when Bird and Dominique were going back and forth.
Yeah.
And back and forth at each other the whole game, man.
Oh, yeah.
Game 7.
Hell
Dominique
yeah.
went
Dominique
for
showed up.
Yeah.
he put a
You
50.
talking about, I just, you
Dominique
I had to show
got
you, Mike. Yes.
He put a
Him
54
and Bird
that
going
night.
at it. Him and Mike going at it.
Man, Dominique gets back down from nobody.
Nobody.
No, that's why Dominique But one point Dominique says that is still valid to this day. When you got a chance to dunk the ball,
He's talking about dunk the damn ball.
because guess what? Next time people won't challenge you like that. When they know you're a finesse guy, gonna lay it up, you're gonna get challenged every time. Dominique be like, dunk it. That's why he used to go up with 2 hands, whack up. Because if you look at Dominique highlights, you rarely see people challenge Dominique.
No, you didn't want to get your arm broke.
You rarely see people challenge
Yeah, you
him.
take the
Bird
ribs
got
off.
Bird got his arm, bro. Damn,
Yeah,
they got
you
his
didn't
arm.
want to get up there between him.
I don't know what Bird was thinking on that one, man.
Dominique was one of the hardest dunkers of all time. Dunked hard.
Yeah, that's why, bro. You rarely find Dominique videos where he get challenged on a dunk, bro.
Yeah.
When these young
He
people
said-
talk about Vince Carter, I got to say, no, bro. I'm taking Neek on the dunk.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Nick was that 2-handed dunker. He'd kill you with it, man. He'd hurt you.
Yeah, well, no finesse.
But when you see somebody, I'm gonna tell you, you stay away from people who 2-foot dunkers, dog. That's what they going with power.
Yeah.
When they jump off 2 feet, they going with power. Your finesse dudes do that 1-legged jump, back up. But them 2-legged dunkers, I'm thinking Dominique 2-leg, Vince Carter 2-leg, bro. You gotta stay away from them dudes. They gonna
Kemp.
Yep, Kemp. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Y'all like the Josh Smith as a dunker?
Just let me tell you something about Smooth, man. And let me know if y'all agree or disagree. I don't believe Smooth was ahead of his time, bro. Because if you look at it now, dudes his size, that's what they do: shoot threes and handle the ball, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly. The problem with Smooth was he just
That's
couldn't
all
get
he wanted to
the
do.
fall, man. He couldn't get the threes to fall, bro. Like,
yeah, that's it. We gotta do a show on that. We need to do a show. You remember?
Bro, I got a video. If you go back on this page, like one of my very first videos on this page back in 2012, I'm over here. I was complaining about Smooth. I was on his ass. I was so mad at Smooth and Joe Johnson, man. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna post it to New Pack City, man. I was mad as shit. This had to be like 2013, 2012, man. But guys, I gotta wrap up the show, man.
All right.
Appreciate y'all for tapping in, bro. We're gonna keep this going. Not Monday because I gotta go in the office, but Tuesday. We're gonna have the morning show back up, unless analyst might run one on Monday if he got time. So y'all can tap in with him. But don't forget tonight, guys, tune in with us. Post game live tonight after the. Hey, don't worry about what time I put up there. I'm just gonna put a time, but as soon as that game in, I'm going live. Because I'm tired of trying to guess the times and stuff when these games gonna end. So I'm gonna put a time whenever that game in, I'm going live. Okay. So make sure y'all tap in with us tonight, man. Post game live. Hopefully, we talking about a win and not a loss, but we shall see. So salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody on the panel. Thank you for tapping in with us. And y'all know what time it is, man. We up out of here. Hawks up. Y'all stay up. Peace.